Jaime. I was like, man, he's like, man, these guys don't get out much.
Yeah.
But it was really good. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to What Do You Think? And the crew is back for a new review for Blue Beetle. Omid, tell them about the movie. So Blue Beetle is a DC Universe movie, the first in James Gunn's new universe. And it follows Jaime Reyes as a college graduate played by Jolo Maridueña. Yeah, I would have to look that up again. Yeah, so as you guys, if you don't know him, he's Miguel from Cobra Kai. Yeah. And Jaime Reyes is just graduated from college. He comes back to his family, and he realizes that his family isn't doing the best financially, and he tries to help them out by going to the Cord Industries, which is like the Oscorp Stark Industries for people who don't know. And from there is this special alien technology called the Scarab. Somehow Jaime gets it in his hands, and chaos ensues, and he becomes the Blue Beetle. This movie was a really big delight, honestly. It was good. It was a pleasant surprise. Honestly, I think all of us, like, we always keep saying that there is a superhero fatigue, but this did feel fresh in certain regards. But I'm not going to lie, I think there are moments when it does feel repetitive. I think the superhero tropes will make it feel old or like tired, but what really makes this movie stand out is it is unapologetically Latino. Yeah. So that is what made me so happy. I believe the director, I think, is Angel Soto, I believe. So this movie is oozing culture and history, and it was really good. We have George Lopez in the movie. Yeah. Susan Sarandon plays the villain. Victoria Cord. Victoria Cord. Yeah. And it has like a lot of newcomers. A lot of people I didn't know who they were. And for you guys who didn't know, this actually was supposed to be a HBO or a Max original. Yeah. And then they realized, like, hey, you know what? There is some fandom behind Blue Beetle, so let's put it into theaters. Yeah, and what I will say on that is I think when you see the trailers and, like, especially the VFX, I think there are moments when you're watching this movie when you can tell that it was made for a streamer. 100%. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't. Unfortunately, I think that there are moments the VFX looks really great. The suit is amazing, but I think you're gonna be able to tell with like flat lighting and some shoddy VFX 100% for like green screen, not like the suit, but like just normal green screen for like landscapes. Even like not even the green shots, you can see that. But like I was watching this movie, like even the trailers, like this trailer looks like it's uploaded in like SD quality. Yeah, and I was watching, like very fuzzy. And I leaned over to Amber when I was watching the movie. I was like, does this movie look like blurry or fuzzy to you? I was like, yeah, I think it does. Yeah. And that to me, I think was the biggest like. Unfortunate thing when I was watching was like I have not seen a movie in the theaters that actually look like this ever. Because people are making the comparison like, oh, does this feel like a CW project? And I think at times it maybe it does visually probably, and probably higher, still higher than CW. Yeah, it's still higher, lower than what super movies normally look like because it just did not look HD, which is like so weird to me. Yeah, but I think what you tackled earlier that I want to talk about is I think what they do get right is the important thing, which is the character. What needs and his to family. And for the CG, what needs to look good does look good. And that's the biggest thing because as I was telling Amir after we watched the movie, the biggest, I think, praise I can give this movie was the costume. Yeah. We were in the era of superhero movies. Nanotech, where they're not wearing anything. Yeah, everything is always nanotech, CGI, mocap. Yeah. And seeing this, I told Amir, gave me feelings of like Deadpool 1 where everything was just so practical, the eyes looked good, the helmet looked good, that to me, that made me so fucking happy. That was so good. So let me ask you this, Omid. For people that are really big fans of the DC universe, the DC cinematic universe, or even the comics, do you think that this is the movie for them if they maybe felt like they couldn't see the old regime kind of get their fair shake? Do you think that this is a good enough like passing of the torch? What I would say is this. I think obviously I'm a big fan of Zack Snyder, but I think this movie does a really good job of standing on its own where it doesn't really need to be tied to anything. Where I was watching it, I was like, man, it is so refreshing to just see a super movie that is about one character. It's about Jaime Reyes. And that you don't need to really research any other movie. And you don't need to know anything. You don't need to know anything going into this movie. And that to me, I think, was the biggest breath of fresh air because like with Flash you had so many cameos, so many Easter eggs having to connect to one universe and another universe. So for this I think that's a big praise. So if you are fatigued from the past universe of DC, this is going to work for you. And if you're excited for the new universe of DC, this also works because I think it sets the groundwork for saying, all right, this is a good movie to to get you started. Yeah. It really kind of grounds, I think, the new universe in it being about the character, which is the most important thing. But if you're expecting it to kind of, I think, pay homage to any of the older movies, any of the older characters, I don't think you're going to get that.
Which I don't think we need.
Yeah, we don't need that, but don't go in expecting that.
Yeah.
Because you might be let down.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the villain.
So I think that's for me is one of the things of this movie that did not work.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon. I told Amir this might be an ageist take, but I don't know why. Like with Shazam 2, they cast Helen Mirren. This is casting Susan Sarandon. Like, why are they casting these really old actors to be in movies that are like for high schoolers and young adults? So I'm like, no one's gonna be coming to these movies to see those characters, and these actors don't even seem like they want to be in it. It sounds like some of the lines that Susan Sarandon had were horrendous.
Yeah, she was so bad that it was funny to me.
Give me back my phone.
Yeah.
No. I'm
literally.
Like, yeah, but for you, what did you think of her character?
I thought, I mean, she was non-existent, which it's like, again, that's why it feels like kind of the superhero movies of the old days, where it's like they give like maybe 10 minutes of screen time throughout the entire movie just for her.
Yeah.
But like we aren't really there for the villain.
That's true.
But I agree. It's like she's non-existent, and it could have been, I think, a cooler villain to kind of have this really great climactic action sequence at the end.
But I do like the side main villain. I think his name was like Catamax or something, or
I forgot what his name was.
But he
was pretty much like they did the MCU, the
Red
evil
Blue
Beetle.
Red Blue Beetle. So he was really good, and I really loved the backstory they gave the character.
They could have given a little bit more, I think. But
I like
he served his purpose. He served his purpose.
What do you think of George Lopez?
He was great. George Lopez is always good, and if
you know, his name was Rudy, right?
Yeah, he was Uncle Rudy.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, when you're watching this, there's gonna be a lot of people who are like, "Oh, I have an uncle like that. I know I have a family member just like that." It feels very relatable in that sense.
Yeah.
And I thought honestly, like, he had really great comedic timing where it never pulls you out of the movie, which is the most important thing. When you get a comedian kind of doing the comedy rather than getting like actors doing comedy, you can tell the difference.
Yeah, because I feel like even I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if he improv'd a lot of his jokes. He was just so witty and so fast paced. And one of the jokes I liked that really showed how close knit this family was when Jaime went to Cord Industries for the very first time.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna get all of us a job. So
go
Jaime.
I
was like, man, these guys don't get out much. But it was really good, and also just they had a really funny joke with Jaime going to the receptionist, and they call him, "Go ahead and take a seat, Jamie. We'll get you later." That's not my name. So I thought that was really funny.
It was a great time. I think if you wanted to see an action movie this week or even next week, I think this is a good time. It's like less than 2 hours, I would say.
I wouldn't know. I think it didn't feel as late. It's definitely not above 2 hours. I think it does fly by. I think it's probably around 140.
Yeah, I think this is a great movie to take the family to, take your friends, go check it out. I think it's a really funny movie.
So I have a question though for you. This is more on the politics and future of the DC universe. Do you think overall this movie's gonna make enough money that it needs to make? Because we all know Flash, Shazam, and Black Adam did not hit what they needed to hit. So, do you think this movie...
I don't think this movie's going to change that. I don't think this is going to change their losing streak. Even though I think it is better than those last three, I think there's not enough awareness of the movie, not a big enough character for the pool. But I do think...
Also, it got screwed being in the writer's strike, actor's strike, so they can't even promote the movie.
Yeah, but I think that wouldn't have done much. Because I think everyone already knew, like, they're not even talking about this movie.
I saw a lot of people saying... They should have taken the budget and marketing from Flash, put it here, get people to know it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
I hope this movie kind of just shows for not only the DC studios, but just all of Hollywood. It's like, just start making, like, don't put so much money behind these movies. Like, make smaller projects again, where it's based on the character, based on a community of people.
That's what I was going to say. I think also just taking the risk and letting... people of culture tell their story and tell their history, because like there was a lot of jokes that I think had to do with like Spanish soap operas that because we're half
our
Filipino,
theater
it went over my head.
That shit up.
Yeah, they were all cheering.
Loved it. I'm like, all right, the director, like,
they understood the assignment.
yeah.
I think they had their finger on the pulse of the community, and so many people were cheering and laughing. I'm like, all right, I didn't get it, but they did. I'm like, that is awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to see more movies that are like that. And I know the director said he wanted to get a Blue Beetle 2 and 3. Hopefully, I do want to see more of a.
I hope we get to see more of Cholo.
Yeah, he's really good, and I hope the new era of DC does include him in it. But any of your final thoughts, Amber, you have on the Blue Beetle?
I think it is a good movie. It is not a movie without flaws. I still had issues with the villain, and I think it's again a repetitive. It feels like a usual run-of-the-mill superhero origin story, but for the most part, I enjoyed it. I was laughing. I had a good time.
I think the action was pretty good because I think since Cholo has a background in Cobra Kai, I think they did they tried more of the physical choreography, which looked really cool.
Yeah.
And if you guys have seen the trailer, he has the Buster Sword. So they do have a lot of fun with what Blue Beetle can do. And
they do a great job of really highlighting his powers, which I thought was really unique.
And I actually loved the Scarab's AI. That to me was a surprising delight.
The UI or just the character?
The AI, the person that would be talking behind
just
me.
the character.
The character, yeah. So
she was
I
good.
think they really made her feel like her own character because you'd be talking to Jaime all the time. Protecting Jaime. That was
it has a great arc too.
It does. It really is good.
Appreciated.
Yeah, the ending hits. The ending really
like you
hits.
said, I do think this movie is worth watching. And do we want to go into final scores or not yet?
Yeah, I think I'm ready to
so
go.
I would go ahead and give this I think a 7.5. I think it's a great fun movie. Are there issues? Definitely, but at the end of the day, I left the theater smiling, wanting to see more of this character, and just the family really grounds this movie so much that. They were great. I loved.
I loved the dad too.
Yeah, the dad was great. The sister was hilarious.
Yeah.
Even the grandma was amazing.
She was good.
None of the family whiffs. And I think that's the most important thing. Some of the superhero stuff isn't as great, but the human stuff works.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm actually a bit higher than you. I think I'm around ending because I usually do mine on letters. I give this movie a B+. I think the flaws come with Susan Sarandon. Some of the CG at times, and just I think the overall fuzziness of the quality of the movie. But then again, it was supposed to be a streaming only movie, so I think that is something I can kind of look past. But overall, I think Cholo did really good. I liked the actress who played Jenny Cord.
She was great.
She was really good, and I think I told Amber this. This might be a hot take, but I actually like this more than Spider-Man: Homecoming, and for me, the reason why is
that's good. I know.
A lot of people are gonna
watch this. They're gonna be like, "Oh, why do you have the most controversial take?"
And this is the reason why. And I think I love that they set Jaime to be 22 years old. He felt like, since we're 24, he felt close enough in our age. He was mature enough, but he still had this fun, childlike personality that felt close enough and authentic to his age. But when we got in Spider-Man Homecoming, it's not a Spider-Man Homecoming review, but Tom Holland, that guy's playing a 16-year-old. I'm like, I don't buy this shit. This kid's fucking stupid. But I think, at least for me, Cholo did an amazing job as Jaime Reyes. So I get
and what we'll say is, Omid doesn't speak for the channel. Omid doesn't speak for the channel. Don't unsubscribe.
For those who have watched it, let me know. For this, really felt like DCU's Spider-Man.
It does.
This guy is really likable. I
think he can be a new face for the DC universe, which I am very excited for.
Yeah. So I think it's better than Spider-Man: Homecoming. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Where does this movie rank in the DC universe? I think
it ranks pretty high. I think it will rank very high for the people that have seen it. I think you guys will like it. And I
give it a B+.
Yeah, we say it's definitely worth watching in theaters. If you guys have seen it, let us know your favorite scene. And if you guys didn't like it, maybe let us know what could have been better or what you have changed. But it's been what do you think? It's me, Amir.
It's me, Omid.
Have a great one, guys. See you next time.